Good afternoon. Today I will start from page number 32 from Civics book, Arguments for Democracy. Now there is a lot of arguments regarding democracy. China famine of 1958 to 1961 was the worst recorded famine in the world history. What do you mean by famine? Famine means shortages of the food for a longer period. When there is a scarcity of food for a longer period, it is known as famine. And this took in China 1958 to 1961. This was the worst famine in the world. Nearly 3 crore people died in this famine. More than near about 3 crore people they died. During those days, India's economic condition was not much better than the China. That time, the economic condition of our country was also not better than the China. Yet, India did not have a famine for this kind China had. But this type of famine India was not having as China had. Economists think, some of the economists, they think that this was a result of different government policies in the two countries. Maybe this famine took place, maybe the government was different government policies were there in different countries. The existence of the democracy in India made the Indian government respond to food scarcity in a way that the Chinese government did not. This type of food scarcity was not seen by the Chinese government. They point out that no large scale famine has ever taken place in an independent and democratic country. This type of thing was not seen in the independent country. If China too had a multi-party elections, an opposition party and a press free to criticize the government, then so many people may not have died in the famine. So here it is said that China had a multi-party system. If and the opposition party or a press they are free to criticize the government, then so many people were not died in the famine. This example brings out one of the reasons why democracy is considered the best form of government. Democracy is better than any other form of government in responding to the needs of the people. Yet we know very well that democracy where there is a full freedom and the rulers are elected by the people. A non-democratic government may and can respond to the people's needs, but it all depends on the wishes of the people who rule. If the rulers do not want, they do not have to act according to the wishes of the people. A democracy requires, now there is another feature about the democracy. A democracy requires that the rulers have to attend to the needs of the people. Now the rulers who are elected, these rulers have to depend upon the citizen, what citizen they need. A democratic government is a better government because it is a more accountable form of government. It is more suitable for the government. Now here it's written, there is another reason why democracy should have to better decision than any non-democratic government. Democracy is based, now so many features are given here. Democracy is based on consultation and discussion. Democracy is based on the discussion also. A democratic decision always involves many person, discussion and meeting. Now in a democracy, the discussions are going on, meetings are going on, and some decisions are always took place. When a number of people put their heads together, they are able to point out possible mistakes in any decision. Even in a democracy, the mistakes can also took place. This takes time, but there is a big advantage in taking time over important decisions. This reduces the chances of rash or irresponsible decision. Thus, again one feature, thus democracy improves the quality and decision making. So democracy is very helpful for taking a decision. This is related to the third argument. Now what was the third argument? Democracy provides a method to deal with differences and conflicts. Now democracy always help to the differences and the conflicts. In any society, people are bound to have differences of the opinions and interests. Now these differences are particularly sharp in the country like ours, which has an amazing social diversity. people belong to different regions. Now in our country, we are belonging to different regions. We speak different languages, practice different religions, and have a different caste. So they look at the world very differently and have a different preferences. The preferences of one group can clash with those of other groups. How do we resolve such a conflict? Now, in our country there's a lot of diversity in the language, in the religion and all, but this type of conflict can be solved by the democracy, by a brutal power. Whichever group is more powerful will dictate its term and others will have to accept that, but that would lead to a resentment and unhappiness. Different groups may not be able to live together for long in such a way. Some of the groups people, they do not like to live together for a longer period. Democracy provides the only peaceful solution to solve this problem. Now in a democracy no one is permanent. Underline this sentence. We have to underline, no one is a permanent winner and no one is a permanent loser. In a democracy all are equal. There is no permanent winner, there is no permanent loser. Different groups can live with one another peacefully. Now in our country different groups are there, different castes, religion, people, but if they will live together then only the democracy will be there. In a diverse country like India, democracy keeps our country together. Ours is a diversity of country, different language, different religion, people are there. But if we will live together, then only the democracy will help together. Now these three arguments were about the effects of the democracy on the quality of the government and social life. But the strongest argument for democracy is not about what democracy does the government. It is about what democracy does to the citizen. Even if democracy does not bring about a better decision and accountable government, it is still better than other forms of government. As we have already read from the beginning, democracy is that in which all the leaders are elected by the people. Now it is still better than any other form of a government. That is why in argument it's written, democracy enhances the dignity of the citizen. Then, as we discussed above, democracy is based on principle and political equality, on recognizing that the poorest and the least educated has the same status as the rich and the educated. So democracy will not find out who is rich, who is poor. Then even when they make a mistakes, they are responsible for their conduct. So democracy knows very well the people are making a lot of differences, mistakes, everything. So democracy is that word which will solve this problem. Finally, democracy is better than any other form of government because it allows us to correct its own mistakes. Only in a democratic country we can solve our mistakes. As we saw above, there is no guarantee that mistakes cannot be made in a democracy. No form of government can guarantee that. The advantage in a democracy is that such mistakes cannot be hidden for long. Now, if there is a mistake, it cannot be it cannot be hidden for a long time. There is a space for public discussion on these mistakes. Now, these mistakes can be discussed in a public places, and there is a room for correction. There is a room also where we can find out our mistakes and we can make as a correction. Either the rulers have to change their decision or the rulers can be changed. This cannot happen in a non-democratic government. Let us sum it up. Democracy cannot get us everything and is not the solution to all the problems. So democracy, not only mistakes it will see, the decision will be seen, but other problems also can be followed. Then, but it is clearly better than any other alternative that we know. It offers better chances of a good decision. It is likely to respect people's own wishes and allows different kinds of people to live together. So our wishes can be fulfilled by the democracy and we can live together. Even when it fails To do some of these things, it allows a way of correcting its mistakes and offers more dignity to all the citizens. Like this way, the citizen can prove themselves by finding out the mistakes in a democracy. That is why democracy is considered the best form of government. Only in a democracy you can do all these things, not in a non-democratic country, not in a non-democratic government. Now turn a page number 35. Broader meanings of democracy. In this chapter, we have considered the meaning of a democracy in a limited and descriptive sense. We have understood democracy as a form of government, and this way of defining democracy helps us to identify a clear set of minimal features that a democracy must have. The most common form that democracy takes in our time is that of representative democracy. You have already read about this in the previous classes. In the countries we call a democracy, all the people do not rule. Now here in a democracy we have already read that all the people do not rule. A majority is allowed to take a decision on behalf of all the people. Even the majority does not rule directly. Now there is a minor and there is a majority of the rulers. The majority of the people rule through their elected representatives. The people who are ruling, they are elected by the representative. This becomes necessary because now two feature is given here. Modern democracies involve such a large number of people that it is physically impossible for them to sit together and take a collective decision. Now in a modern democracy it is very difficult that all together if we will sit and we can solve our mistakes, we can solve our collective decision. It's very difficult. Then second, even if they could, the citizen does not have the time, the desire or the skills to take part in all the decisions. Every people are not getting a chance to take a part in all the decision where we can sit and we can solve. This gives us clear but minimal understanding of the democracy. This clarity helps us to distinguish democracies from non-democracies. This I will give you the difference between the democratic and the non-democratic government. But it does not allow us to distinguish between a democracy and a good democracy. It does not allow us to see the operation of the democracy beyond the government. For this, we need to turn to broader meanings of the democracy. Sometimes we use democracy for organization other than the government. Just read these statements. This I am giving you, just you will read at home with three features. Now these ways of using the word democracy go back to its basic sense of a method of taking decision. Now we have to find out which type of decision we can take, and we can sit together and we can take a decision. A democratic decision involves consultation with the constant consent of all those who are affected by that decision. Those who are not powerful have the same say in taking the decision as those who are powerful. This can apply to a government or a family or any other organization. Thus, democracy is also a principle that can be applied to any sphere of life. So democracy can take place in any life, any part of our daily life. Now sometimes we use the word democracy not to describe any existing government, but to set up an ideal standard that all the democracies must aim to become. So now there are two more points are given about this. You will read yourself. If we take these ideals seriously, then no country in the world is to democracy. Yet an understanding of the democracy is an ideal reminds us of why we value democracy. It enables us to judge an existing democracy and identify its weaknesses. This democracy will find out where there is a weakness, where there among the people. Now it helps us to distinguish between a minimal democracy and good democracy. In this book, we do not deal much with this expanded notion of the democracy. Our focus here is with some core means center, core institutional features of the democracy as a form of government. Next year, we will read more about a democratic. When you will be in class 10th, then you will read more about the democratic society and the ways of evaluating our democracy. At this stage, we just need to note that democracy can apply to many spheres of a life, and that democracy can take many forms. So here we can find out the democracy, it can be there, it can be present there in any part of our life, any field. Then there can be various ways of taking decisions in a democratic manner, as long as the basic principle of the consultation on an equal basis is accepted. The most common form of a democracy in today's world is rule through the people's elected representative. Nowadays, it is a very common form of government, that whatever we are electing, the representatives, and then they will run the government. So we shall read more about that in chapter 4. This you will read more about in chapter number 4. But if the committee is small, there can be other ways of taking democratic decisions. All the people can sit together and take decision directly. Without sitting together, we cannot find out our decision. We cannot solve our decision. This is how Gram Sabha should work in a village. Can you think of some other democratic ways of decision making? Now, when you will see in a village, there is a Gram Sabha, there is a Gram Panchayat, where there is a head, and that head will take all the decision for that village. Now, this also means that no country is perfect democracy. If we will go through, the democracy is not a perfect in any of the country. The features of the democracy that we discussed in this chapter provide only the minimum conditions of the democracy. That does not make it an ideal democracy. Every democracy has to try to realize the ideals of the democratic decision making. This cannot be achieved once and for all. This requires a constant effort to save and strengthen democratic forms of the decision making. What we do as a citizen can make a difference to making our country more or less democratic. This is the strength, this is the power and the weaknesses of the democracy. The fate of the country depends not just on what the rulers do, but mainly on what we as a citizens do. So main thing, if we will find out the democracy, it is not only that rulers what they will do, only it can be seen what the citizens wishes there and what citizens like. This is what distinguished democracy from other governments. Other forms of government like monarchy. Now, not only this type of democratic countries having a democracy government, but if you will see in other countries, there are many other rule by the government like monarchy, kingship, dictatorship, family, one ruler come after one another, or one party rule do not require all the citizens. You have read about the Zimbabwe, you have read about the Mexico. So there only one party is there. Now here it's written, in fact, most non-democratic governments would like to citizens not to take part in politics. But democracy depends on active political participation by all the citizens. That is why the study of democracy must focus on a democratic politics. So here I end up with this chapter. Now question answer I will give you later.